Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dorks Are Dangerous, Chronicle 2, Session 5. Is that what we're on already?
Last time I checked.
Wow, fantastic. So, Session 4 wrapped up with a conversation with Captain Scully. Johnny and Dave, you guys want to give us a little bit of a recap?
No,
Okay.
but I guess we're going to,
Would be
seeing
no.
as we were thrown under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
You're
hmm
welcome.
Stay back there, Ghost. So we talked to some people, and we found out some information, and then we argued amongst ourselves, and then we came together, and now we're going back below deck. That sounds right, Dave?
Yeah, I think you might have neglected the part where Boris threw the rest of us underneath the bus and said that we were responsible for burning down a resistance headquartest. But
Well, yeah,
small details, small
that
details.
you did. He's just stating facts. That's the best way to win an argument. Stating facts.
Part of that fact. Excuse me.
No, I think that about sums it up. I mean, there were some other things with like accolades, but yeah, mostly lots of chatting and finding new information and
We
yeah.
we found out that Parrish doesn't have an item that's drawing the sea claimed onto the ship like someone thought, and I'm gonna make sweet love down by the fire to the captain.
Sweet is not in
Oh,
Boris's vocabulary. I'm sorry, but
Uh,
no.
I hear ghosts again. Is
we
a
also.
ghost talking?
I think I heard one. Let's just ignore it. The other thing too is also don't forget the scroll case is not in fact a scroll of unending bees. It was in fact a map with a key.
It was a map, a ever-changing map. So we found out that our location has been changed to the Crag. So I think with that said, that's enough for recap. If you want to hear the full details of our exciting drama, then go back and listen to the last session.
Perfect. All right. So, yes, you finished up your conversation with Captain Scully, and if memory serves last, you are heading back down to your quarters below deck.
Nina and Boris to go tell the sleeping giant what the new parameters of this excursion are.
Yes. So you arrive in your quarters uninterrupted.
Cool. Just to paint a quick scene, a small detail. As you guys walk in, I think this hasn't been noticed before, since we're all typically going to bed in the night, whereas this is kind of broad daylight. I think at this point you would notice that Lucian, as he sleeps in his hammock or bunk or whatever's going on, there seems to be an abnormal number of pillows, like maybe 5 or 6, for just a regular one-man cot. You're not sure where the pillows came from, but he's apparently been accumulating pillows. Just so you know.
I am not sure where the pillows came from, and I want to know. Do you have a never-ending bag of pillows?
I do not. I'm gonna say that Lucian's just been like bartering and trying to get as many pillows as possible, just like through fair trade with the rest of the crew.
I would like to look at Lucian to see if he's got a bag of holding on him. He is
Is this
pulled
how you
out.
wake him up by searching?
No, no. This is not the character for that. I'll knock, or I'll kind of like knock on the. Is it like an entry, or are we like in a huge room and we're just in the very back? Yeah, fuck it.
So there's no real door. It's just an opening, and
Cool.
and your 4 hammocks there. I mean, you can have muffled, quiet conversations, if you will, with the and that type of thing. But there's no actual door.
Got it. I'm gonna poke Lucian in like the leg in his calf. Like, Lucian, I'm sorry to wake you. Can you wake up?
I'm awake. What do you want? Oh, Nina, how have you been? How are things going? How can I help you?
Oh, sorry, I didn't. You must not like being woken up. Well, it's not terribly important. Well, it is important. Boris, you're more concise.
I don't know what you mean.
I pull out the scroll from my hoodie And I look behind us. Is anyone behind us in the other room?
Probably a crewman or two, yeah, but yeah.
Okay. I pull it out so they can't see it. I basically just like open the hoodie towards Lucian and show him the scroll case. The captain's given us a job, and we're going to the Crag now instead of the Neo Kingdom.
And then we're going to the Neo Kingdom, but we have to find these, hidden pirate treasures, so to speak.
I open up the scroll case, show him the map, and hold up the key as well. The ornate sapphire inlaid key that's like the key's made of all the assorted metals that we've really never seen before.
I think Lucian's gonna kind of squint and go, okay, so we're going to a place, and then we're leaving the ship to go find treasure. Is it just us? Just the three of us?
Well, Vesper hopefully as well, but I need to confirm with the captain if we're supposed to come back to the ship after verifying the location. Basically, this all came about because Bluemore burned, and apparently that was a really critical location for something called the Underground.
Hmm.
You brought this all upon yourselves.
Or it's not right now. Please.
Well, there's no better time like the present to discuss the things that have happened in the past, so we are not doomed to repeat them.
Speaking
please-
of the
Please don't
present,
pick over a candle.
so are we doing this now? Are we here?
Well, no,
No,
we're
not yet.
still on the ship. We still have many hours of travel still.
Okay.
You said like the morning the next day. Is this gonna happen?
Okay, cool. So I still have time to maybe sleep a little bit.
Yes. I'll come get you in a few hours when it's the nighttime, I promise, or just before then.
Okay, that would be lovely. I'll see you guys in a few hours. If you could also avoid, I don't know what was going on with the boatswain whistle was going off, and it's been a busy day. You guys have been making a commotion without me, I think.
Fortunately.
Right.
All right.
And then he just flops back down.
Fucking Sleeping Beauty over here.
Well, he needs to be awake for tonight. And I start like ushering Boris out of the room because.
Alright, so until this happens, I don't need to talk to you or pretend that we're friends or anything, so I'll see you later.
Fall off the boat. And don't piss off the captain. As he walks away.
Well, that's not the only thing I plan on doing.
Oh dear. Good luck, I suppose. You'll need it. And then when he walks away, I'm actually gonna I'm not gonna do that because I didn't tell Lucian I was gonna do it, so I'm not gonna set a snare trap in front of the entryway because he will probably set it up and get caught. So I'm just gonna go find Mr. Parrish.
A snare.
Actually, as you do that, I turn around. I'm like, actually, first, there was the other thing that we needed to do, right? Needed to go find out what was going on in the room over there.
Oh, you mean talk to One Eye?
No, the foofy one with the crossbow.
The Lord?
Yeah, whatever he is.
I
You
mean,
want to go look more in his room, right?
I'm curious. I don't.
Alright, let's go.
Oh dear.
Walking in that direction, even though I have no idea where it is. I have
kind of follows behind him, but
a vague idea.
Nia doesn't say anything. She just kind of shuffles after you, wait for you to ask.
Am I going the right way?
To where?
The crossbow hunter on the ship guy.
I was gonna tell you sure, but I'm pretty sure it'd backfire on me later. Yes, you're going the right way. Go towards the other end of the ship, away from the captain's quarters. He's over there. Just above us, actually, I believe.
Yeah, let's go in that direction.
You pass by the commons area of the ship where you were the first night, where Cookie was, You head up the stairs, and again, the larger commons area where you crashed through the grate, and that's where Nina points down the hallway toward the bow of the boat, where Lord Alexander and Deckard Moran have their cabins.
Okay. I just walk down that way like I'm supposed to be down there.
As he's walking down there and he passes the door, you're gonna ahem, and she's gonna point to the left at the door she's standing next to.
I try to open the door.
The left door is Deckard's.
JK, the right door.
That
I did point to the left. I did point to the left. So.
I'm going to pretend you pointed to the right, and because you know where you're going.
Yeah.
Unless you meant to send him to Deckard's, but you know what I'm saying.
You know what? I might have. We are trying to make this romance happen.
I'm just saying.
I point to the left.
That's Deckard's cabin, and it is locked.
I knock on the right.
What are you doing? Why are you wasting my time? This one or that one?
Well, obviously,
both.
knocking on the right one. That one's Deckard's. If you want to go spend an evening with him, free the captain.
This is the one that you told me to go to.
I knock on Lord Alexander's door on the right.
All right. Since you didn't declare a 3 sequential knock as you observed the first time, I presume that it's just some random knock you did. The door
Yeah, Nina
behind
probably forgot about it in the morning, moment, so.
Yeah, the door behind you unlocks and opens, and of course you see Deckard in his cabin.
Mr. Deckard, hello. How are you doing?
I'm well. Can I help you?
Yes, Lord Alexander grabbed the head of one of those creatures, or did he just decapitate and leave it up top?
Oh, he's definitely a trophy hunter, that one. He's claimed that as his own.
Oh, that's not good. I need to check it for various poisons. I believe these things were venomous. Can we disturb him so I can perform a ritual on the head to make sure it doesn't make him sick from the fumes?
Well, frankly, I'd be very surprised if it came back to life. He's already pretty much hollowed it out, removed any innards and eyeballs and brains and such, and chucked them overboard. So
Touched it?
Oh yes. Oh, he had. Yeah, he was 2 knuckles deep in the nostrils. It was pretty intense.
Nina knocks one more time on the door, a little more urgently, like looking flushed and horrified at Deckard.
Let me. And he pushes past
thank
you, and he does his 3-tap knock. The door unlocks. Deckard opens it, and he addresses Lord Evan. He says, "These two would like to speak to you about the head." And he backs away, goes back into his quarters. He's standing in the archway. Lord Alexander comes to the door and says, "Well, hello."
Nina bows her head a little bit. Good afternoon, Lord Alexander. I believe that is your name, correct? Or do you prefer a different title?
No, Lord Alexander is perfect. Yes, here is the glorious head that I achieved in our battle.
Oh, may I come in and take a look? I'm a little bit worried that it might be still venomous. Some of the crewmen were talking about being a little sick from touching them. Do you mind if I take a look?
He's standing right there with it in the doorway, and he hands it to you.
Perfect. So I hold this, and I kind of look around because I'm like, I need to like examine it. Like, is it okay if we go into Deckard's room, or is there a spot I can put this down and examine it thoroughly? It's kind of hard when it's in my hands like this.
You see him look at you in a very familiar way.
Is there
And after a moment,
something on my face?
he invites you in.
What kind of look does he have on his face besides the fact that I look familiar?
I'd say that's about it. And then
Okay.
he invites you in. He says, "There's the table right there."
Thank you so much. I shuffle in. Oh, is Boris allowed to come in as well?
I don't see why not.
Fantastic.
We're all friends here.
Can I insight check that comment? Like, I'm listening for like a tone of like, I know what you're up to. I know who you are. I know you were the rat in the room.
What exactly are you trying to insight?
I am trying to insight, like he feels he's looking at me familiarly. Is he speaking to me in a way that suggests he knows what I did? Like,
What do you
basically,
think?
can Nina? I think yes. I think he is very aware, but I don't.
I think this
Nina's
little dance
concerned.
between the two of you has been readily proclaimed. I think
Okay. Perfect. So at least he let me in the room. So
Weasley or not, he's not stupid.
perfect. All right. I go in and I will put it on the table and I start like turning it upside down. I actually look inside the head. I'm checking for like the gills. I'm looking like at all the pieces he's carved out. It's like, you did a very good job.
Yeah,
Then
it's pretty clean.
mhm. I look for like the teeth, like any remains of that. If there are any left.
So the teeth, everything that he could keep intact, he did. He's pretty proud of the body shot that he chose to take. As you can see, I chose to shoot it in the body to finish it off so that I could save the head, mounted on that plaque right there on the wall. And you see this plaque, strangely, is empty, ready for a mount on the wall.
Was that the mount? Was that the plaque where the other?
No,
mounts were?
this is
a new one.
This is brand new. You can only speculate that he has these with him somewhere.
Got it. So as I'm looking at it, I say like, that was a marvelous shot. I was very impressed. I do not know my way guns at all. Unfortunately, I'm just good with my magic. And I'll start to ritually cast. I think it's purified. So get it real quick.
And although he's done a lot of cleaning of this, you do see bits and pieces of maybe hair here and there on the floor, and maybe a what could be a piece of skin and or brain particles. Because the skin, it's mostly there. He's working on preserving it with a couple different chemicals and that type of thing.
Got it. So I start casting detect poison and disease on the head. And it'll take me about like 10 minutes.
What are you doing there?
So like I
Don't
said,
worry about it. She's doing what she needs to do.
No, that's perfectly fine. I'm all for what she's doing. I'm just curious.
The why ask questions? Let her do her thing.
Well, because if there's anything that I can help her with, my dear, is there anything I can assist you with?
You can help by shutting up and letting her do her thing.
Actually, Boris, in my pouch on the side, I don't want to take my hands off of it. There is a little leaf in that pouch. Can you hand it to me real quick?
Raise my brow, looking confused, and try and find it.
It would be like on top, probably. There's not many components in there. But the idea is like she's trying to get you closer, so you had to get closer anyway. You can tell she's very tense, but she's trying very hard to keep calm. Does he need to roll investigation check to try and find what I'm looking for?
What are you looking for?
It's a yew leaf that's in my component.
Oh no, yeah, you can describe it to him. Lord Alexander really doesn't give two shits. He's more interested in you because of your beauty, and he's trying to get close to you and that type of thing. He didn't care what you're doing.
I definitely have the pouch component like in between Lord Alexander and I, so that way Boris has to get right there.
Is Decker still in the doorway?
Yes.
Okay.
I figured he's probably watching all this go down.
Yes.
All right. I look for the leaf. Confused, but looking for it.
You find like 3 different kinds of leaves and whatnot. You're holding them up in a fan fashion.
Well, thank you so much. And I picked the middle one. I appreciate it. And then I look to Lord Alex and I say, well, I'm going to use this yew leaf. I'm going to detect poison and disease on the head just to make sure there's nothing linked. But I'm also saying like around Boris's head because I'm like so thankful Boris is right there suddenly. I've never been so happy to see his mug so close to my face.
I lean back out of the way so she can talk to him.
I said, and then she gets nervous again. And for about 10 minutes, I do this. And again, I'm like looking in the eye socket. I'm looking for ooze and anything like that and say, so what brings you on this trip? I thought you were a member of the crew for a while.
I know. I have urgent business that I have been chasing after, and been on board the ship. It's pretty in depth and complicated.
At the Crag?
At the Crag, yeah.
Well, that doesn't sound that complicated or in depth. Are you staying there?
Maybe.
No, so you want to be on any further legs of this journey?
Hard to say. It depends on how my business goes.
What's your business?
No, my business. Of course. You don't.
What business do you have there?
My business.
Tell me. Maybe we can do business together. Maybe I have no interest in your business.
Wait a minute. You know, this business you can't help me with, but I'll bet you I could have some business that you could help. You seem to be the type. I was wondering about you. I saw you on deck with fighting with us quite valiantly. I liked the way you handled yourself. I could always use another hand. Are you with them, or are you looking for more business? Are you looking for another employee?
I look to Nina, and I just give her a filthy
he pulls
smirk.
he pulls out a pouch of presumably coins and puts it in the middle of the table. It's sizable. It's about the size of probably about 4 inches across, 4 inches high, and completely full of coin.
I pick it up without even asking twice, and I look inside it.
It's full of gold coins.
All gold? Okay.
All gold.
Now, what do you want? More security than your friend over there?
No, I'd like to have you on call. If I call, you come.
Look back at the gold.
I hear the Gallowmen have steep rates. Isn't that true, Boris?
I
Nina
heard
gives him a glare.
I heard you should say nothing about it. Don't.
He looks at you and
nothing of.
He looks at you and squints. Did you say Gallowman?
I did. If you recognize the tattoo on his neck.
Oh, he's looking at Boris.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And no, you can still say what you're saying. He understands that. But he's looking at Boris.
I put the bag of gold down. Like, what's it to you?
Maybe I do business with the Gallowman.
With who? You could give me a name then if you do business.
Well, personally, I do tend to work directly with Bree Carnell. She knows my father quite well.
I didn't ask about the family lineage.
Oh, no.
I asked who you do business with.
My direct, I can't divulge the direct contact, of course, as you know. That would not be in good taste. But you can confirm. You throw my name at them, if you'd like to confirm. Reasonable?
Well, I really can't confirm anything now, can I?
Maybe not, but I'm sure we could come to some sort of arrangement until you do.
I pick up the bag of gold and I tuck it away. I'm like, we'll consider this a retainer.
There's 50 gold in there.
Okay, sweet. We'll consider this a retainer for the time on the boat and the time at the Crag. And if you yell and I come running, then I keep it. And if you yell and I don't come running, then you can have it back.
Sounds reasonable. Sounds reasonable. I think that you will enjoy being in my employ. I really do.
This is retainer. It's not your employee, but we'll see.
Step one.
Maybe.
Here's and there's. Tomato.
Maybe-
It's you and me. It's fine.
Maybe this could be a
Deckard scowls.
interesting temporary relationship.
He doesn't like this much at all, obviously.
Do I probably don't notice him scowl.
You can
behind us if we're
probably
not.
feel it on the back of your neck because you're kind of connected in that way with him. You can hear him kind of breathing heavily, huffing behind you. Probably brings a smirk to your face that you've possibly upset him a little bit.
I look to you, Lord Alexander, like I can see. It sounds like you're looking to upgrade. It's a wise call to come to me. Good help is hard to find.
Yes, I agree. I'm looking to extend. I'm a businessman. You know, we hunters, we hunt the things and then we sell the things. It's, I'm in business. And if you'd like, you can be in business with me. That's what I'm telling you.
So this business at the Crag,
Yes.
seeing as I'm on the retainer, I'd like to know what I should prepare for. I can throw this one out of the room if you want.
Idealistically, I have a signed contract with the Galliman, not necessarily for this part, but I'm going there to potentially meet with some of them.
With some Galloman?
I am. I presumed that's why you were going. Of course, right?
I looked at Nina, I'm like, you're fucked.
So that's I presume that's why you're going.
Like, no, I came here on uncertain terms.
Well,
but
either way, we'll iron that all out later.
Far more interesting. Yes, you have me as retainer for now.
So I have your attention at least?
You definitely have my attention.
Fantastic.
That's much further ahead than I thought we'd be. I figured I might splatter your brains against the wall, but this seems like a relationship that I did not see forming.
Neither did I, but I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you decided not to slather the wall with my brains. I like that. I like your initiative.
Glad that. Nina, on the other hand.
As I'm holding the head and looking at it.
Speaking, so he sidles back up to Nita. Speaking of which, we could examine the head all evening if you like. You can cast your spells.
Nina is immediately shoot away from him.
Maybe we can revisit the bed.
Unfortunately, I do have duties up on deck. But if you'd like me to come visit you, I can later on when the duties are complete.
He sits down. Whatever you'd like.
As hospitable as I imagine.
I didn't catch your name.
It's Nina. Lord Allen.
Points to Boris. I meant him.
Boris. Brain Basher.
Brain Basher is your last name? Here.
I don't say anything. I just look at him.
So who's your direct report at the Gallo? I
I raise
mean,
my brow.
I
I
have to
raise.
confirm that you're actually part of the Gallim. I mean, anybody can get a tattoo.
I look at him like he's a ding dong. I'm like, yes, so many Gallum and tattoos out there because it's such a prestigious group to want to join. Yes.
I do know some people that try to weasel their way into business contracts.
Hmm.
You'd be surprised.
I probably would. Graves is who I answered to.
Graves, where's he stationed? So that I can send the Raven the right way.
You can send it back to Bluemore.
Very well. Fantastic. It's obviously going to take some time, but in the meantime, either that or maybe we can do a messaging. Maybe we can do a contact we'll see. I haven't been to the Crag, so
Who's supposed to be at the Crag?
Well, like I said, I know the Galliman are there, but I'm looking for a contact for a business deal that I have that is of the utmost importance. I'm partway through negotiation. I'm about halfway there, and I need to finish business here and then go there.
Very well.
Nina,
Well.
Yes.
maybe you'd like to join me for dinner.
What time do you normally take your meal?
Whenever Cookie deems it right.
I'll see if I can sneak away for a little bit. I'll ask him to let me know when it's prepared.
That would be wonderful.
Because Nina does not know how to say no, even when she really, really wants to. No.
I thought maybe Boris might jump in there a little bit, but nah.
Yeah, he's
Sharks,
heard
wolves,
wolves,
fire.
he don't give a shit.
Doesn't give two shits.
Nope.
Nah, he's not Lucian. No, all right, let's see. Or Vesper.
Yeah, if I can, I will. Of course, I will sneak away, and if I can't, I will come have breakfast with you in the morning. How does that sound? Before we take off.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Are you done with the head?
Has it been 10 minutes?
Sure.
Yes, I have. I'm good. It looks clean. I didn't detect any poison or disease on it. You did a remarkable job.
You did see a little bit of a strange fluid on the floor.
Got it. I will indicate that as I was doing this, I say,
But the fluid on the floor,
is that poisonous? Is that what's triggering me?
It's yes, and it's
Okay.
and you can quickly ascertain that because this is where he was working on the head. You can see that this is where it's probably what you think it is.
Got it.
so you might want to be careful of that. That
He starts
might
to
get you
reach.
very sick.
He starts to reach for it.
I grab his hand.
Please don't.
Oh,
I actually grab his
my!
hand.
Please don't.
That's forward.
And I immediately go, I'm sorry. That was very rude.
No, that's fine. That's fantastic. Wonderful, in fact. So you're saying I should not touch that?
No.
And
I think I have a rag.
You notice a pretty sly smile on his face.
Uh-oh.
Being this close, meaning he knew what he was doing.
So we're like almost nose to nose at the moment.
Pretty much.
Nina kind of bows her head real quick, like, I think I have a rag. I'll clean it real quick.
Don't worry
Got it.
about it. I'll get it later.
Right. She'll stand back up. And I assume he's also taller than me, too, because everyone in this ship is taller than me.
He's about 5'5".
Oh, I'm taller than him. Okay.
He is the full
Perfect.
picture of Weasley little Lord. I mean, quite literally.
Got it. And as I stand up, I would like to use my last first level slot before my long rest to say something to him that's kind of like a druidic blessing, wave
Mhm.
my hand at him, and detect magic. And as I do this, I say,
That's just a way to ensure your travels to the Crag tomorrow are safe.
He smiles at you.
and I begin to say, well, I should probably get going as I kind of glance around the room that's like the bed and the desk first.
By the way, there's a glow immediately coming from his chest. There's a glow coming from his weapon. There's a glow coming. I mean, this is a pretty large area this affects, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
in
Whatever I see,
various,
yeah.
the chest in the corner. I mean, it's pretty indiscernible, but yeah, you're pretty certain there are at least a half a dozen magic items in this room alone.
In my best impersonation of Vesper, Nina's gonna like look him up and down for a moment, like a very slow peruse, and back up to his face, saying, "Huh, I wasn't expecting that.
Like what you see, do you?
You'll have to find out during breakfast, sir."
Oh, all right.
And I turn from the room, wanting to puke my guts out. I look at Boris and Deckard. Do they have magical stuff on them?
Oh yeah, obviously. I don't think Boris does, if memory serves, but Deckard definitively does.
He's just glowing, basically.
I want to say yes. I wasn't expecting to detect magic. Give me just a moment,
That's
and
fine.
I will tell you. He. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's glowing all over.
He's Saint Nicholas. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
he is all Santa.
All right.
Head
I
to toe.
shuffle past.
Head
Perfect.
to toe.
I shuffle past Boris. As I'm getting to Deckard, I mouth the word sorry, like trying to be like, I'm sorry, didn't mean to like butt in here and make that happen, and then I'm gonna try and squeeze past him.
He doesn't really. Are you talking about Boris or Deckard?
Deckard. If I
He-
catch his eye, I'm mouthing sorry, but he probably isn't looking. He's probably just glaring at Boris right now.
Yeah, he's really not. He doesn't move. You can't move him. He's just kind of looking back and forth, with a little bit of a scowl between Boris and Lord Alexander.
Mr. Deckard, if I could sneak past you, please.
Without breaking a glance, he takes a step back, allows you to go by.
Thank you, sir.
And I scurry away.
I shrug and follow Nina and look to Deckard and smirk like a number two.
He gives you he gives you the right hand, eyes on you, back and forth, eyes on you.
I turn my back on him because I'm not concerned with him in the least.
Of course
Him
not.
and his array of magic items.
As soon as I'm out of earshot.
Isn't
Use protection. Did you find everything you wanted?
No, I did not. But maybe I'll get the chance to later tonight. Maybe I'll ask Cookie to put something strong in his drinks when he goes to sleep.
Sure, you do whatever you need to do.
Well, that must be good news for you. The Galmen are in town.
No, that's real good news for me. That's real bad news for you.
I figured as much. Well, since you have no reason to be around me, you may have to go about your day. We'll get to port and deal with that then, I suppose.
I don't say anything. I just walk away.
Actually, Boris, I do have a question for you.
My shoulders slump and I head hangs and I turn around. What?
And I assume we're just like out in the middle of the deck, and So and all that stuff, people walking by. Nina just, I heard a lot of things about you back in Bluemore. A lot of terrible, horrific things.
Good.
Were they true?
Believe nothing you hear and half of what you see.
Insight check. Well, no, that's a fair answer. And goes, then, if it takes the rest of my life, I will make it up to you. If that is the case.
Why?
Because some part of me knows that I was wrong not to ask you, and I decided to take the opinions of others. And that's a shit thing to do. And you've done nothing but show me you haven't killed us, you've threatened me every turn, but haven't actioned on it, whether it was because you're not going to because there's witnesses or otherwise. You had plenty of chances to kill me in my sleep, and you have not done that. You've proven I shouldn't believe half the things I hear.
So if I kill you in your sleep, then what happens?
Then I was a fool all along,
N-
and you proved my
no,
point.
no, not about you. About me. I kill you in your sleep. What happens? Everyone on the ship wants to know what's going on. And
There's
there's
a
only...
thousand ways to hide a body. I'm small.
You are small. So the ship.
You've never tried to stuff a body in a crate?
You'll be found eventually. Your
But who
friends
says
will...
with you?
Your friends will look for you.
And if you
In
time
fact,
it right, they wouldn't.
I roll my eyes. I'm like, that's not true, and you know it.
You
If
could also
you-
do it when we get to the Crag.
I could do it when we get to the Crag. Maybe you've figured out what my plan is.
I assumed as much. My life does not matter much. I've achieved my goal.
At such a young age, you've already reached your goals. Maybe you should have had better goals.
I've lived 125 years.
No, you're fucking old.
I am. And yet you have more experience than me, which I don't understand.
Because I do, instead of saying.
Well, in any case, whether or not it means much to you, I'm sorry. And
Uh.
if you want to take me up on the offer of redeeming that, I will.
It doesn't, and I won't.
Then
Again,
have-
I've never said that you're wrong. Maybe those people know better than you and we're looking out for you.
Maybe. I'd hope to do the same for you one day if you let me.
That doesn't make sense. But,
Life really does.
but we'll see.
I hold my hand out to him. Just to see what he does.
He doesn't react to your hand. We'll see what happens with the Crag.
That's fair. And thank you.
Because no matter what, if I get back on the ship and we get to the next fort, you're still trying to take me in.
No, I'm not. I told you if you help us, I wouldn't, and you've been very helpful.
We'll see. You lie. So,
It's my head. If I lie, it's my head, I know.
well, you lied to Dummy back there. Poorly, but you did. So,
sometimes it's necessary.
is it?
Sometimes.
Hmm.
I don't have strength to rely on like you do. I have to be sneaky.
Boris just waves his hand kind of dismissively at this point. I'll see you eventually.
Of course. Have a good evening. If you want, we're going to stake out tonight to make sure no sea claim to come back up. But otherwise, I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, I'll be sleeping. And he walks off. Hopefully in the captain's quarters.
Use protection.
Never do.
Disgusting. I walk away.
All right. I'd say that it's getting on now. and probably about mid to late afternoon.
So it's probably only been about 4-ish hours for Lucian.
Yeah, you had mentioned you wanted to go and talk to Mr. Parrish. You can either do
Yep.
that now or save it for when you go up on deck and go on watch duty with him.
I need to long rest, and I don't want to wake up Lucian. So what
Well,
I'm going to do, actually,
now would be an ideal time to do your meditation if you'd like.
that's what I was going to see if, like, I don't necessarily need a quiet spot, just a spot that'll be relatively undisturbed. So I figured not many people are going to disturb me when I'm up there at the helm. I'm already in position to do the watch in case something happens.
Until about dinner time plus another hour or two, the deck is seemingly decently busy with a few people.
Got it.
I don't know that you're going to get your full undisturbed meditation because who knows what can happen on deck, right? I mean, there's
That's
people do
fair.
dumb things. Your quarters is probably your best bet if that's what you're shooting for.
Yep. Okay. I'll go down to my quarters and I'll tiptoe in, not to disturb Lucian, and then I'll lay down in my hammock and go into my trance.
Okay. Boris,
Yes, sir.
what are you up to?
Work day, work stuff.
Fair.
keep everything going until nighttime when I need to go bring the captain or dinner.
All right. I would say that the rest of that later afternoon goes by without too much incident. Usual, actions on the ship. You see Vesper running up and down from the main area where there's some of the ingredients that Cookie's looking for and bringing him down. She's really working hard to help him and to actually learn from him. In this instance, Boris, I would say that you run into pretty heavily the trio, Spivey, Rise, and Dirk. They also are taking the time to teach you as much as they can about the riggings of the ship and how it actually functions. Even some of their little tricks that a lot of the sailors and seamen don't know that these guys have acquired and passed on to each other, thus making the little tweaks that they do to make their ship faster than the rest and how they can ride the wind and that type of thing much better. So you actually learn quite a bit from these guys.
I actually am proficient in survival, so
Yeah, it just extends what you already know. Yeah.
Right, yeah, it just extends to, boating.
Yep. No,
So.
it absolutely. And so, like I said, because you're able to converse with them and offer up your opinions and offer up what you're saying, they kind of elevate their speak. They don't treat you like your first voyage crewman anymore. They're elevating their conversations and their teachings to more the in depth of the watercraft's or proficiencies. So you're getting up to speed really fast.
Sounds like a plan.
Cool. Nina, you have no problem with your 4-hour meditation. Lucian, you get your full long rest, and I would say that it's about 7:00 at night. A lot of the crew has already begun making their way down to the main hold this time. They're not down below as they normally do eat in that open area. They've cleared out the crates and stored everything away where it's supposed to be fixed and replaced the chairs with some of the crates for them to sit on and stuff. So they have reclaimed that center area for their relaxation and their gathering area, if you will. And I would say that it's dinner time. You've gotten your long rests, and the crew has their dinner. You join them or not, entirely up to you. You can eat in your quarters. You can go ever, and after you finish eating Boris, I would say that you have your opportunity if you'd like.
Oh, I will honor the captain's wishes and go get the food to bring up to her.
Very well. You approach her door. Of course, it is closed.
I knock on the door.
She tells you to. She says, "Come in."
I pause for a second because that didn't happen last time, and I open the door to go in.
She remembers and she knows that you're there. You walk in to see her and Mr. Wilds discussing things over her captain's table, and as they're preparing for their the remaining leg of this part of the voyage, as they enter in, as they're about to they prepare to enter the Crag.
The food that you wanted, yes?
Oh yes. Did you bring one or two?
You only told me to bring for you.
What are you gonna eat?
Don't worry about it. I
She
wink.
she dismisses Mr. Wilds and motions you to sit down.
Does Mr. Wilds glare at all? Does he have any backbone?
Oh, he's all kinds of steaming red.
Perfect. Okay, just
but
checking on his character.
And she just waves at him. It's fine.
I sit down.
Yeah.
And kick my feet out, lean back in the chair.
Well, thank you very much for bringing me my dinner. I do appreciate that very much.
I honored your request. So, what are you thinking? There's a lot going on here. Now, when I look around, you're free to say whatever you want.
What do you mean?
There's been a lot going on. You obviously know far more than what you let on. You're the captain of this ship. I'm sure you know every facet of the ship and everything that happens. With the people missing, with the shark outside. You can tell me. I won't tell anyone. What secrets do you need to keep? I will help you keep them. Can I make a persuasion roll? Because I actually have persuasion.
Sure.
I'm gonna blow my inspiration to have advantage on this.
Okay.
I'm not even in roll 20. Hold on.
In the meantime, Nina, of course, you're in the same situation.
Same situation as.
It's dinner time.
Oh, that's right. Let's go to Dave while I figure out how to handle this.
Yeah, well, like I said, you're in the same situation, so be prepared.
Net 20. Booyah!
How?
So,
who's the new number one? This guy.
well, I don't know what you're really getting at as far as, yes, of course, I know what's happening on the ship. As far as the shark goes, it was unexpected for sure.
But it was known about, yes?
Well, more like tales, right? Spottings. We've never seen, I've personally never seen, nor I don't think neither have any of the crew seen that large of one of their kind.
That's what was mentioned before.
So,
but you've lost 5 crew members over 5 days,
which is very concerning. I attribute that to a couple of them. We do tend to lose people strangely in weird ways. You say I know every facet of the ship. I do to a degree. The new crewmen.
Go ahead.
The new crewmen are untested, of course. But I do feel that Mr. Wilds and Mr. Collins do have that quite under control.
And if they don't, none of them give you a bad feeling.
Hmm.
None of them besides me, of course.
None of them give me a bad feeling. With the crew as tightly knitted as it is, it's pretty difficult for anyone to pass by unnoticed for too long. So I'm not terribly worried. We would have weeded those out in the first day or 3. And in fact, I do give Mr. Wilds carte blanche to take care of things, if you will. So if there was an issue, and if it was not resolvable, we don't have a brig. We do have an ocean. That said, not under my watch, nor under my order has anything been done. As for the sea claimed, that's pretty common. However, it seems to have been happening a little more frequently.
I see.
And that seemed, and having both of those incidences happening at the same time seemed extremely too coincidental.
So the shark knocking on the boat before the sea claim attack, just coincidental?
I was told that somebody had seen some chum in the water. I think it was summoned.
So you think that the shark creature was summoned from another wizardly dimension, plane? I don't understand how magic works. It's
Oh no,
complicated.
I think it's in this area for sure, but I think that somebody called it. Somehow there was chum in the water, and the shark replied in kind. It seemed very much in a frenzy. It took a single crewman and left, when it clearly could have done much more.
Interesting. I'll just bullshit with her as long as it's there.
Sounds good. Lucian, what are you doing?
How close are we to? I mean, I guess at this point, so with Lucian being up, is it cracking on into the evening a little bit?
Yeah, Night Watch is probably going to be, usually starts around that 10 o'clock. So you probably have another 2 hours before that happens. So you have time to eat and whatever you feel you need to do.
I think Lucian, knowing that he's seeing that it's getting a little bit late, I think he's going to try to be diligent. So he is going to, get his portion of food for the night. He's got to eat rather quickly, and then he's going to head up to the top deck. I think he's going to look for a spot that's fairly well lit. And he's just got to kind of find a good spot to have a seat that's a little bit well lit, and take out his book and kind of hang out for a bit up on the top deck.
Sounds good. Nina.
So as I come to consciousness and dread the fact that I may or may not have made a promise to a certain lord, as I come into the mess hall, the gallery or the galley, do I see Deckard at all?
No, Deckard is not there.
Okay, so I'm gonna find Rise or Spivey or Dirk if they're down there.
Mm-hmm. Easily.
Perfect.
Gentlemen, hi. How are you guys doing?
Oh, hi, hey, hi. Hi. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. I feel rested. Thank you. Are
Look
you
rested.
3 doing okay?
Yes,
Oh,
we're
thank
doing
you.
great. We're doing great.
That's it.
Rise, how are your wounds?
He just nods. Winces a little. Thumbs up.
Okay.
Thank you very much for the save.
Oh, you should be thanking Lucia and Boris. They did all the hard work.
Well, maybe you can pass it on to them.
I will,
I'm not much for traveling at the moment.
understandably. Maybe you should take some time off when you get the next chance. Go visit your daughter for a little while. I'm sure she misses you.
Maybe. I like that.
Well, since you are feeling unwell at the moment, Spivey or Dirk, I have a favor to ask of you.
Yes. What can we do?
So, could you be willing to take Lord Alexander's meal to him tonight? I have to go help Parrish with some navigation. Unfortunately, I can't make the engagement he wanted me to come help him with.
Out of the
So,
corner
would you
of
be
your
able
eye,
to
you
do
see a
that?
flash of movement, and
I
Dirk's not
immediately
there.
look.
Dirk's not there anymore.
Oh,
Where did Dirk go?
Dirk? Hard to say. I'm guessing he took some food up to Lord Alexander because that's what you asked him to do.
Oh, I was gonna tell him how to knock. Oh dear.
Yeah,
Well,
he's not one for subtleties. He's pretty much. It happens. Yeah, he's in and out. That's how he. That's Dirk.
that's okay. Well, I'll go grab my meal, Mr. Parrish's, and if I catch him on the way, I'll tell him to knock 3 times.
You see another flash of movement. Dirk's there.
Dirk, you're back.
Ah,
That was very quick.
he's quick.
Yeah. So Dirk, did you knock 3 times?
Like what? There was no that. You didn't say that. He's just looking at you, nods, shakes his head.
Oh dear. Well, I'm sure it. I'll go knock and then I'll. Thank you so much for doing that.
and I'll go grab my meal and ask for Mr. Parrish's meal. And I'm going to go up to the room and like balance the 2 plates on my arm. And I'm going to like reach over so I'm not in front of the door, and I'm gonna knock 3 times and I'm gonna scuttle away.
All right, very good.
But because I assume the food's at the in front of his door, so
You hear a chuckle as you leave. You
a chuckle as in from the other side of the door, or
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm still running. If he's on the other side of the door, I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
going until I'm stopped.
Yeah, you're clear. You wherever you are you heading back up? Are you going up on deck to talk to Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Yeah, you get there, no problem.
Mr. Parrish, I'm sorry I'm late. I brought you dinner in case you hadn't eaten yet.
I appreciate that very much. That's usually it's Dirk that brings it up, so it's kind of a nice change to see you here. So thank you very much.
You sound nervous. Are you all right?
Oh, I'm perfectly fine. Just anticipating our port, trying to think ahead to our port in the morrow.
I see.
It's a challenging navigation, so we're going to need all hands on deck in the morrow, and it's going to be sharp eyes.
Is it due to the terrain? Are there creatures to worry about?
Oh, aye, it's the terrain. As you know, when you were looking at the maps, that's why we were trying to plot the better course as the tides change through the seasons.
I see. Well,
Mia kind of twiddles her thumbs, like,
you wanted to show me how to do these things? Did you want me to practice steering? Did you want me to look at the tools first?
Well, he beckons you over. Why don't you take hold of the wheel?
because her Alberti is so big and bulky, it's gonna be hard for her to squeeze in front of him. So she's actually gonna like, for the first time in this campaign, she's gonna take it off, and you're gonna see she is petite built, and
right.
she's gonna fold it over and put it down next to the helm and kind of
Be like this?
and like squeeze in front of him to take the helm.
Why, that's perfect right there. Try and always keep one hand on the wheel, and so that you have control. You can feel her singing to you, and if you can feel it, then you'll never go wrong.
Has he let go of the wheel?
He let go of one side so that you can get in, but he still caught one hand kind of on the wheel until you're comfortable.
Got it. Okay. But he's still like within 5 feet of the helm, basically.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
And he's got his little station right next to him where he's got his compass and the map, and the chart station, and he's got his sextant there and all that. After about a minute, he lets go of the wheel, and you can see him pull up his sextant, and it appears he's trying to take the position off of the horizon, and he says, "Can I ask you a question?"
Yes, the offer still stands from before.
I appreciate that. So when the claimed came on board, I noticed you and your compatriots there, you have some unique skills. I was wondering, you seem to, being up here as you can see, and he points across the deck, you can see that I can pretty much see about everything that happens. 1 minute you were there, the next you weren't. It's an interesting ability you have there.
It's a hereditary trait of mine.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I wasn't trying to pry.
Oh, no. It's. I didn't mean that as a. It's just. I'm saying I was born with it, and it's not something. I can teleport if that makes it easy.
I beg your pardon. You can what now?
So when I took my long rest, I took the spring feature. All of a sudden she's gonna reach her hand out, like one hand. She's still got one hand on the wheel. She's looking for it. Like she says, "Would you like to try it? I promise I'll keep you safe. You can just pick anywhere you want to go within 30 feet."
Yeah. You mean you and me are going to go somewhere else?
Why don't we make it simple? You're gonna teleport 5 feet away from me. Just pick a spot on the floor you want to go 5 feet away.
Oh, I don't know if I'm.
You can trust me. It's okay.
He takes your hand.
And immediately he feels this energy kind of rush through him, and like it wants to pull him in a direction. It's like eager to go somewhere, push him somewhere he wants to go.
He is on the front of the ship. Like, and I'm not talking the front. I'm talking, that beam that where oftentimes it sticks out another 20 feet in front of the ship. He's standing at the very end of that because that's where he was looking.
That's 30 feet? Oh, God. She goes, and Nina just like, is like, "Oh my goodness, Mr. Parrish." And she waves over at him.
He's at the very end of the ship, as far away from you as he can be right now.
If he made it 60 feet, that gem around his neck is powerful. Is he about to fall? Is he balancing? Is he on the rope?
You can see him. He's facing out to the ocean. He just kind of slowly starts walking back down the beam, and then seems as he gets closer to the ship, scuttles back down, and you see him kind of wipe his brow.
Nina, for the first time in a long time, like laughs. It's like a joyous chuckle. It's like, "Oh, as he comes back, that was amazing. Even I can't go that far. How'd you do that?"
Yeah, you just teleported him about 135 feet.
Yeah, and she's amazed and like shocked, and just like she's kind of smiling at him, like bewildered, like,
"How did you do that?"
His eyes are white as saucers. You did that. Why did you send me way over there? You said it was going to be right here.
It should have been. It might be your heirloom that did that. You're only supposed to go about 30 feet away from me. That was amazing. How'd you like it?
Well, I'm not going to lie. It was a bit of a rush. You see a huge grin on his face. His eyes are still as big as saucers. It's kind of like the first time a child rides a roller coaster. Scared and excited at the same time.
I told you it'd be fun. You could trust me.
You did.
Now, I have a question for you. But you're welcome to not answer it if you don't want to. When we were having the fight with the sea claimed, the sea claimed were right on you, and I understand you're dedicated to your work, but I don't know how to ask it other than plainly. Is it a can't or won't leave the helm for you? Or is it both? I'm not judging, I'm just curious. So I know what to do in case something else happens.
It was neither.
Oh?
Well, you were right there.
So if I were to...
You had my back. That's what crew does. I had faith.
Nina just kind of ducks her head a little bit, like she's not worthy of that faith. But she says, "Well,
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. About the Feywilds. I do want to take you there one day if you still want to go. But I wasn't wholly honest with you before of how it works. If you were to go as a mortal man, there's a very good chance you can't come back. And if you do, based on how time works or doesn't work there, it's very convoluted and twisted and wild, and there's a good chance you may only a few seconds may pass in this world, or 100 years, and you would age with those 100 years likely. I don't know if your Ellen would protect you from that though, but I don't want you to think I was lying to you about wanting to take you. I want you to understand the risks if you were to come with me. The Fae is very much like the sea. It's temperamental and covetous but beautiful and strange and wondrous and full of its own seas. But I'm not sure it's a two-way street for you.
Well, I think I'd have to give that some thought then. I don't want to die. I don't think that's a good option.
No, that would be unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I would miss you. How about this then? Come here, so I don't take a hand off the helm.
All right.
I reach up and I grab at the cord that's tied the stone to him, and I pull the stone out and I flip it over and I show it to him. And I say, "Do you notice how on this side the indentations are a little angled and the constellation lines are different?"
Aye.
This is a druidic message of who I am, my family name, and how best to find me. If you decide you want to go to the Feywilds with me one day, or to find me for some reason, take this to a cleric or an individual who can use a spell called scrying. And because I gave this to you, they'll be able to find me, and you can talk to me, and we can meet up.
Well, that
Is
sounds
that fair?
fantastically wonderful. You know, let's do this. Let me get this ship into port where she belongs. And then I'll find you.
And then for the first time, Ralph goes,
It's a date.
and immediately turns beet red and goes, "Well, you were going to show me navigator's tools."
So you guys go on with this back and forth. He shows you all the navigator tools. So now you're back and forth on the helm. He shows you the sextant and how that exactly works. He shows you. He talks about the rigging, and he really tries to focus you on. You're not a ship on the water, but you're a part of the whole of all that is around you, right? He's trying to share not just a love of the sea, but that you belong to the sky and the sea around you, and the ship is just your safe haven amongst all of this insanity and uncontrolled chaos. And he explains all of that to you, and that's where his passion comes from. So you can completely understand this because it's almost in direct connection with what you just described in the Feywild.
And Nina loves every second of it, and she starts to develop a love of the sea like he does. Just a little bit.
Fabulous. So, I'm going to say that the rest of the evening goes on about as expected. Nina, you and Mr. Parrish spend pretty much the rest of the evening on the deck of the ship, even after Mr. Collins relieves him.
Okay.
You talk, you walk around the ship, you talk. Lucian, you're in and out of this as well. They are. He invites you along. I mean, he's trying to teach you the manners of the sea, and he has you hold the riggings and runs through a couple of things that you probably already know. But he's trying to include you in all of this, right? But as far as the events of the evening go, pretty eventful. No attacks, no sea claims, no anything. Boris, your
Yes.
evening goes swimming.
I use second wind and action surge.
And about 6 a.m., she gives you the boot.
That's way longer than I wanted to be there.
And it's only because of second wind and actions. Because you fell asleep, and she was nice enough, because she was working on her charts and her maps, and then again gives you the boot.
I walk a shame below deck, but I have no shame to begin
I was
with.
gonna say, is it a shameful walk for him? I don't think so.
No.
So, and so there you go. That's the end of that evening. So the morning comes. Is there anything that you guys want to do before we start? Before we navigate the Crag waters?
I count the crew members to see if we have the same number of crew members we had the day before.
Girl, you've been on deck all night long. If somebody got them off the ship without you knowing, it would be a damn fired miracle.
Yeah, just making. And then I see Boris come out, and I'm like, she goes to ask him if he saw anything sketchy. Then she realized he was there all night. She's like, I'm not gonna ask.
You see him walk out. Boris walks out onto the ship, gets some fresh air. I mean, this is happening.
He's part of it.
Oh, I'll sell you guys out even faster now.
But by the way, Lucian, you also got a very unique honor, so that Nina and Parrish could walk the deck. You traded off and on with Mr. Collins in steering and actually steering the ship. He taught you bits and pieces about actual navigation. So you're pretty confident that if as long as it didn't get too crazy, you could steer the ship without too much trouble.
All right, excellent.
Lucian,
Yes.
you still want to talk to One Eye about the Cyclone?
I've been giving it some thought, and well, truthfully, they've been making it this long. I mean, I don't think it's the best plan. I don't know that this is the smartest screw, but they've been successful at this for much longer than I. So, I think I'm gonna. One Eye is. I get him. I understand him. He's a man who does his job, keeps his head down. I think I will keep my words to myself and let them continue on as they have.
All right then. Should we pick a name for the ship or suggest to Mr. Paris later on before we go?
Well, sure. I've got a few ideas. What about yourself? Any that you want to put forth?
Well, I heard you muttering a little bit in your sleep, kind of made me pop out of my trance a couple of times, but I heard the phrase "stubborn bastard" out of your mouth once. That fit quite bit well.
I was dreaming of Boris a little bit.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I hope him and Deckard work out.
I don't know who
Anyway.
they are.
Yes. We
I
could
think
certainly
there's
make
a
the
love
recommendation to
triangle.
Mr. Parrish. We could certainly make the recommendation to Mr. Parrish, I think.
Well, let's go do that. And then, oh no, I have to give Lord Alexander his breakfast. Oh, maybe he's fine. Maybe he can wait. Let's go to Mr. Parrish.
Well, all right, then I guess we go to Mr. Parrish. Mr. Parrish, good morning. How are you?
Oh, Lucian, is it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, Lucian, is it? Really?
Things
After
are
all this time?
things
Really?
are well. Things are well. Things are well. Sorry, my mind is other places.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We have some suggestions for names that we'd like to put forward for the name of the ship, and we understand that you are the man who, well, who has the honor of deciding on a name.
Oh, I do. What have you
Nina.
got for me?
Well, so Nina seems to think that perhaps the stubborn bastard might be a good name.
Wait,
Nina blushes.
what did you call me? I'm kidding with
Name
you,
for the
lad. I'm
ship.
kidding with you. I kind of like it. It has a ring to it. What else have you got?
Well, let's see. Suppose the Hazard might be a fun one as well. The captain name, Scully. We could call it the Salty Skull, since, seawater, the Captain Scully might be a fun name as well. I don't know. That's what I've got. Nina, any other suggestions on your end?
Oh, this might be too much, but the Liberal was a fun one because originally we thought there were no guns on the ship.
Yes, we definitely have our ways, don't we?
Sure do. But we just want to throw the suggestions to you to see what you might think of them, or if you've got another one you would prefer.
Well, I greatly appreciate that. I have some thoughts. I'm trying to figure them out, but I'm pretty certain I'll have a ship name for us shortly.
Fantastic, thank you. That'll help us a lot when we go into port for a little bit.
Very, very well. With
Wonderful.
that,
And then Lucian looks to Nina and says, "Well, Nina, I think you had some other work to do, didn't you?"
Nina just goes a little bit, like shoulders go slack, like,
Yes, I think I do. Is it rude to cancel?
Depends. I mean, this is a small ship, so I don't know if you'll be able to come up with a good excuse that'll be believable, since everybody can kind of see where we're all at. Although they do know that you're up all night, so
You're
perhaps you
right.
could give the exclusive sleeping in.
Oh, best keep bonds healthy, I suppose. All right, well, Mr. Parrish, we'll come see you later. Thank you.
and I'm gonna go down to the galley and get 2 plates of food.
all right. You have no problem with that. You have
And
your food.
And I reluctantly go knock 3 times in the exact order that Decker did, 'cause I remember this time, on Alexander's door.
You don't hear anything.
I knock 3 more. I try again after a moment.
You don't hear anything.
I set the plates down, and I put my ear to so I don't hear anything inside. If I probably put my ear to the door. I look around. Just, do I see anyone? Do I think Deckard's possibly in his room?
This early, your guess is that either they're sleeping still because it's on the earlier side, or they're not in there.
And I didn't see him up on deck at all as I was crossing over.
Correct.
I turn. I turn into a spider. A tiny spider.
All right.
And I crawl under the door.
Okay. You are, I assume, Lord Alexander's door?
Yes.
You are in the room.
And he's not in here.
You search the room quickly and you don't see him. He's not at the table sitting down. He's not in the bed. And that's pretty much all there is.
Fantastic. I come out of wild shape. And
In the room?
I am a spider. I don't know if I can do anything as a little spider. I'm gonna stay in wild shape for a little bit. I'm actually gonna go up to the chest. And I know there's locks on it. I know there's a keyhole lock. How big is that keyhole?
Pretty average size. I mean, depending on the size of the spider that you chose, you could.
The teeniest, tiniest spider I could get.
Yeah, you can probably crawl in.
I would like to crawl in.
Okay. You crawl into the chest.
What do I see in the chest?
Pitch black. Do you have dark vision?
I'm checking my wild
Does
shape.
a spider have dark vision?
Might. I'm checking right now. I thought it did, and that's why I chose it, but we'll see. Let's see.
It does. Your typical spider does have dark vision. So we're going to say you have dark vision. So
dark vision 30 feet.
Inside here, you're seeing basically there are a few more wall placards for trophies. You see a number of chemicals and the vials and the bottles and things that he used for his taxidermy, his preservation steps for his trophies. You see a couple of what appear to be maybe parchments of some kind. Things, just a variety of personal effects. There's obviously coin in here, a lot of it, and that's pretty much the extent of what you can make out. There is another little box in there, a couple of different boxes. To be honest, you can only guess what's in them, but that's basically, it's his personal effects to a degree.
Got it. I don't see anything out of ordinary. Okay, cool. Just
no
that he
dead
really
bodies.
No dead bodies. He just, the things to make dead bodies. Got it.
Right.
So, all right. I'm gonna crawl back up to the lock and just peer out. Do I see anyone? Hear anything?
Situation same as before.
Fantastic. I'm gonna crawl my way over to the desk. And is that leather book still up there?
No, it is not.
Is anything of note in the room other than what I've seen before?
Pretty much looks the same, except that he's now hung the head on the wall on that placard.
Got it. Okay. Well then, I climb down off the table because I don't see or perceive anything different. I go to the door and peek underneath the edge to make sure no one's coming. And I want to try to get to Deckard's door.
All right. You can do that easily.
Cool. I quickly scurry across, and do I see him in there from where I am under the door?
You do not.
I go in. What do I see in Deckard's room?
There is a bed. It's much smaller. It's a third of the size. It basically has a bed, and that's about it.
So he doesn't have any spare armor in here. He doesn't have anything cool thing on the desk.
Yeah,
Books.
it's pretty minimalistic. There's a small chest over in the corner that's kind of open. There's a small table next to the bed, and that's about it. The chest has it has literally personal effects.
Nina, being a little frustrated that her curiosity hasn't really been sated, just disappointed, um, returns to the door and listens and peeks underneath to see if she sees anyone out there.
You don't.
All
But
right, as long well,
you do remember now, because of your unsatiated curiosity, that when you cast Detect Magic, the chest did glow in Lord Alexander's room.
a way to pick the locks though. Get in there.
So you don't know if whatever was there
If the
is still
chest is
there.
magical,
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if the chest itself is magical or if
Right.
things inside are.
Right.
Okay, cool. So because I can't do anything else, I'm gonna come back out and just tuck that information away for now. And as long as I don't see anyone, I'm gonna come out of wild shape and take my own plate and leave the other plate for Alexander and walk back out, join the rest of the crew.
All right. I would say that that concludes the evening and the morning events. The everything kind of is calm. You've had a lot of up and down over the past week plus, and you start to hear as the morning progresses. You can hear the bosun whistle blows, and he summons everybody on deck. This is the all hands as they're about to enter the waters surrounding the crag.
Get up.
And I
Throw on
and sorry,
my
I
armor.
did mean Mr. Jacobs, by the way, takes the night watch, not Mr. Collins.
Got it.
Throw on my armor, grab my stuff, head up on deck. All hands on deck.
All right.
So Lucian definitely walks over to this all hands-on call about whatever information we're about to get about the Crag.
Nina's up there with them.
Very good.
By the way, in the night shift, Nina definitely told Lucian all the things they heard from Alexander, Mr. Parrish was with them, all the things.
All right.
The stuff the
very
captain about the island.
Yeah.
good. And I can guarantee, you guys feel pretty confident that the ship security was handled quite well by the two of you, plus the extra patrols that they added. So again, things were pretty quiet. The bosun has called everyone to basically hands on deck, really quickly saying we're entering the Crag, and sharp eyes, call outs, everything that needs to happen on the ship. You see the old crew members. They scuttle around. They know what they're doing. The new crew members, what's left of them, are not really certain what's going on, so they're trying to latch on to the Dorks and the Spivies of the ship to understand and to see where they should be, so they don't get in the way. Most of the crew they've doubled up crew in the crow's nest. Most of them are on the railing, and they're just really trying to keep a sharp watch. Because you notice that the ship itself has come to a really slow movement. You also notice that you look like you're about to head into a very extremely thick fog bank, and it goes from the right on the ocean surface to quite high into the air. The ship has come to a crawl. You hear crewmen calling out rock left, rock right, port starboard, this and that, and they're you see Mr. Collins or Mr. Jacobs is up on the deck right alongside of Mr. Parrish. They are really attentive to what's happening. As the ship creeps forward, you can see the fog kind of mystically parts around the ship as it moves forward. And as it does this, at the far end, you can see after going for about half a mile or a mile or so across the water, you'll see that the fog begins to give way to a monstrous, dark, ominous cave entrance. And you see that this cave entrance goes about twice as high as the highest point of the mast of the ship. So it's quite large. The ship enters the opening of the crag. And as you see, as you enter, the light dims, of course, because it's extremely dark. And you can now see the far off rocky ceiling as it's covered with what appear to be glowing amber type crystals, and they seem to be illuminating the entire interior of this hollowed out outcropping of rock. As you enter and your eyes adjust, you see what appears to be a port town inside. The air is silent. The waves are barely even making any noise hitting the hull of the ship. As you right as you enter, you can see on either side there are specifically crafted outcroppings with both cannons and harpoons, manned by a variety of creature on either side of the entrance, high and low. You can count probably a dozen in total. As you enter, you veer to the right, and the fog seems to close in behind you as if it were a mystical curtain. Mr. Parrish sounds out in the deathly silence. "Aye, welcome to the crag." As you approach, you see that there is a large interior cliff wall that reaches about 10 feet above the railing of the ship. Again, manned with cannons and ballista and harpoons. All manners of races you can see in front of you, and the various different types. And the ship docks and ports right up next to the wall that, like I said, is about 10 feet high above you. And a gangplank is lowered from the ship. Crews scuttling around. They're tying off the ship as best they can to what appears to be metal mounted into the stone tie cleats, huge tie cleats, and so the rope riggings and whatnot are being, the ship is being secured to the interior against this rock wall. The gangplank lowers, and they secure it to the ship, and instead of what you would normally go down into a port, it's actually going upward as everything is built high above. You are at the crag, and it's port town. The ship's crew scuttles about. Heading below deck, they open the entrance to the storage, and they start hauling some of the cargo out, as directed by the bosun and Mr. Wilds.
Do we know where the sloot is, where we're supposed to go? Did the captain tell us?
The sloop is... no, you don't see it. You can only assume it's somewhere further inside the interior of the crag, of the cavern. It's pretty large, and you can see, as you look around, you can see there are shelves and caverns and walkways up ahead that are lower, but this area is high, built high, and it's actually very well crafted. It's not this part of it where this wall that you're against is not natural. It's dwarven made.
Okay. When there's a moment in the chaos, I'm gonna go up to Mr. Wiles and be like, Mr. Wild, where's the sloop? The sloop. I was told I need to go there. My party and I.
The sloop, that's probably going to be. You're probably gonna have to talk to the dock master.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I collect Lucian and Vesper and see if Boris wants to come with me. Or with us, I should say.
I have a split agenda now. Didn't think this through. You need to find the sloop, and I think I need to be at least somewhere nearby with Lord Alexander.
Yes, but
So-
I don't think he's on the ship. I didn't see him this morning.
I'll go check his room to see if he's there. And if not, I'll join you because we have things to do.
As you're discussing this, you can see Lord Alexander is already up the gangplank.
Oh, there's a prick.
Huh. All right. Well, there he is. I guess we can go.
And-
Unless, Lucian, there's something you want to do first?
And you'll notice that Deckard is not with him.
Oh dear.
I make my way over to him then. Have you made contact with your people here?
Alexander, he's already gone.
Oh,
He's up the
He's
way
gangplank
ahead of us.
and gone.
so he's not even coming to get me. All right.
No.
But he's supposed to be meeting the Galliment here. Oh, decisions. The Galliment aren't gonna go anywhere.
Exactly.
So, I can always catch up with them afterwards. So I look to your group. I'm like, if you wanted me, you could come get me. He was told to yell if he needed me.
I mean-
Perfect. Well,
I mean-
let's go talk to the gentleman down here at the end of the ramp. I forgot the name already.
The dock master.
Yeah.
You make your way past the crew as they're hauling crates, and Alexander, he was the first one off the ship. He was not going to wait for the crew to do their business. He wants off the ship because he's got business to do. That's just how he sees himself. So he's gone, doing what he's doing. You make your way up the gangplank to the dockmaster, and Mr. Wilds is already up there talking to him.
Speedy half work.
Well, he was right by Mr. Alexander because he also has business.
Oh, sorry, we went to go find Boris real quick. Cool.
Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt. I have a quick question for you, Dockmaster.
Yes. What can I do for you?
Hi. We're looking for the sloop. Can you direct us to where we're supposed to go?
I was just speaking to Mr. Wilds about that. He pushed past and he said that to set one up for you. So I'll get that set up for you. And what's your name? Where can I find you? Matt, never mind. You come and see me when you're ready. I'll have it ready. It's gonna take me a couple hours to prepare it, but I'll have it ready for you.
Oh. Okay. Thank you.
I turned to the party.
Do you want to go see your Galloman and we'll go see what Alexander was doing? Or should we, I assume Lucian and one of us should confirm with the captain if we're supposed to come back here, for this is where we part ways.
So you see a number of people, a number of the deckhands up on the dock area there, and as they're unloading the cargo, you see Mr. Wilds handing out bags of coins to some of the crewmen.
If
Well,
we
he is
have-
never going to ask for money, so.
If we have time, we can follow Lord Alexander and then return here.
Mr.
right.
Wilds summons you over to him.
Go up to Mr. Wilds.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Head over.
what's your intentions? Are you going to? I know the captain said that you have special orders. I presume that your plan is to not join us for the rest of the voyage.
That seems to be the case. She's given us a task. I don't know how to ask this question out of character. Where's the ship going to go after this port?
Well, after this, we head on into the Neo Kingdom to our final port destination to drop off the rest of the cargo.
When are you leaving?
Well, the plan is to try and unload the ship and reload everything in the next 4 hours. Could take 6. That's the plan. So we're here for a little bit. I know that some of the crew are looking to. Some of the new crew are not taking too well to the water, so they're looking for a way back home. So we've dismissed some of them. We're going to take on a couple. If we can find some extra crewmen, we'll carry on here. Otherwise, we'll have to carry on without them. And
Would
so
you
if
be willing to wait the full 6 hours if we're not back yet?
well, I believe that as I understand it, the captain gave you the Silver Raven.
Yes, she did. What is that? What does that do? She didn't tell me.
She didn't tell you the command word.
She did not.
That's funny. Well, she probably doesn't like to say it. It's you know the sound that a raven makes. Yeah, say that twice, and it'll turn into an actual raven.
Got it. Okay. Nina is
And
suddenly like, what sound do ravens make in the Feywild versus the real world?
and so
No.
if you need us to wait that extra time, you can send us a message via the raven.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. That's very helpful, actually. What's in town right now? I guess what's
What do you
um
see?
no, like what's in the port? I guess where would the Galliman be stationed? I heard they're here.
Are you asking me or him?
I am asking Mr. Wilds. I hope he knows.
I don't know. I don't know really about the Galliman. We don't really stay here very much. We come in, we drop off, we leave, pick up, that type of thing. So I don't know much about it. But as you can see here, there's it's a full port town, if you will, but it's not very well known. And
Hmm.
so you see those amulets around your neck?
Yeah.
You go present those to the right person, and it'll be worth your time. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
But there's a couple of there's the let's see, can't read it from here, but that's an inn, and I think that's another inn, and then they've got some shops. And then on the backside, it kind of there's a guard post, and then it goes down, and then there's some caverns and stuff that go down actually into the ocean. So there's a lot of going on back there. So watch your step back there. And as he says this, you see 2 Sekulin walk by you. They're not as big as the one you saw, but they're every bit, if not bigger than. They stand about 8 feet tall, very broad and wide, and they're just kind of slop with their fins and walking by and growling and speaking in their language, and it's pretty They don't pay you really any mind, but he says, just you make sure you watch your step around here.
Oh, okay.
I walk away and start heading in the direction that Lord Alexander was going.
Last you saw, he just kind of beelined it in the direction of the taverns. So it's, like I said, he's not been here either, as he told you. So he's probably trying to find whoever he's looking for.
Okay, so that's where I go. And I'll look in the immediate ones and see if I can see him. Or Deckard.
Before you go, he says, well, in the event that you don't come to join us on the rest of this part of the voyage, I've been instructed to pay you for your services on board the ship.
Oh, that's generous. Thank you.
And he pulls out 4 bags and gives one to each of you.
I take a peek inside just to do a quick count.
Each one of them has 50 coins in it,
Fantastic.
and they are platinum.
Ooh.
Oh.
50 platinum. Good criminy.
He sees your surprise and says, well, I tried to tell you it was a good paying voyage. And the captain might have thrown in a little extra because of your services. And he looks at Boris with a little bit of a scowl.
Nina looks at Boris as well.
I wiggle my tongue at him.
And she said to make sure that you were taken care of. So, there you go.
Well, thank you, Mr. Wilds. If this is the last time we see you, it has been an honor and a privilege and an adventure.
Quite the adventure.
Go for it, Boris. Johnny.
And with that, he goes back to what he's doing, and you guys are...
No, fuck you. And I start walking off.
Well, Lucian, now that we're paid, I kind of want to go get some items, because it sounds like this is going to be a little perilous.
Shop on your own time. We've got things to do.
I'm talking to Lucian. You walked away.
Just kidding.
He
No.
can-
I go stop walking and I yell it back.
Yeah, like I say, I see him saying that over his shoulder.
Yeah,
Come
I
on!
was being a dick.
I liked
it. I look up at Lucian, like kind of shrug my shoulders.
Yeah, so I guess Lucian's gonna shrug his shoulders and be like, well, I wasn't expecting to get paid. You want my share?
If you want me to hold on to it for now, sure, I'll take it.
I feel like you'll be able to do a bit better with this than I will. I don't want to say I have a tendency of getting mugged, but people tend to see a guy in chainmail with a holy symbol, and they kind of assume that I've got money. I found it's usually best to just not. And then Lucian's gonna just hand her the purse.
And I stuff that deep into the many, many pockets of my owlbear hoodie. And I actually throw my hood up so that the owlbear head is covering most of my face, but I can still see like slightly under it, and go,
Let's go.
Oh, you didn't leave the owlbear hoodie on the deck with Mr. Parrish as a momentum?
I
As a
would
memento?
never.
I'm kidding.
I would never.
Totally kidding.
Audience, we are rewinding back to that night scene, and I grab my hoodie, and it's with me now.
I assume.
Because we know Boris would have snatched that as soon as he saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You'll pry it off your corpse. It's fine.
One way or another.
One way or another.
Yeah, and then Lucian's gonna just kind of say, well, I mean, we have orders to get on that sloop, so what would make sense for me is for us to just wait by the sloop. But if you want to do some shopping or look out some stuff, yeah, by all means, I'll more than happy to tag along. We got a couple hours to go.
Well, like I stated, the sloop is going to take time to prepare, so you have
Yeah,
some time in the port town, is what I'm telling you.
That's what
Yes.
Lucian was getting at, yeah.
That's what Lucian was saying. It was basically
Yep.
like,
He would wait by the sloop for 4 hours, but...
Absolutely.
Let's see.
Well,
And Boris is briskly walking in front of you.
Yep, and
Nina's just like, ah, I guess we can shop later and get the supplies. Let's just go with Boris and hopefully he doesn't get us all killed.
Why are we following him to the Galaman headquarters? Or the Galaman contacts or something of that nature?
I don't know. I think he's going after Alexander. I just want to stop at a shop and get some potions for a moment, but
Okay. Then lead on. And Lucian will just follow uncomfortably close behind Nina.
Perfect.
Boris,
We'll follow Boris.
why don't you give me a... How do you... I assume you're looking for Lord Alexander?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
How do you want to try and spot him?
With my eyes.
Because I'm going to give you one roll.
Okay, I fell.
I'll let you pick.
Perception.
All right.
On how I do it.
I'm
will
thinking
grab...
perception, investigation, whatever you feel is going to be your best chance for success.
I will grab people and intimidate them to tell me where they saw Lord Alexander go.
Well,
And
I assume you're going to describe him then. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Fair?
So that's the only thing I have. Nat 20 again.
Dude, you totally could have perceptioned it. But I get what you did. You grabbed the first person. And so the docks aren't like littered with people, but surprisingly, there are people here. Right? You don't really see other ships. You don't see a lot of homes. You see a few shops, a couple of inns. There are more people on the street, however, than could stay at these two inns. So either they're staying somewhere else here at the Crag, or they're waiting for another ship or something. But I mean, so there's not a ton of people, but it seems odd, right? That's the first thing you notice. As you grab one of these people, these very common... In fact, the first person you grab, seems very well dressed and doesn't look like he's been at sea very long. Seems kind of odd. And you grab him. What do you say?
Men that came through this way. Looks floofy. Looks soft. Not like me. Just got off that ship. Was going towards one of these taverns within the last few seconds. Which one did he go to?
I assure you, I don't know. I didn't see anyone of what you were discussing. I was just talking, and he's standing with a friend. He's talking. Oh, we were just chatting about the market, and I didn't see who you're. I'm sorry. And he's, you can tell he's pretty genuine. This guy,
No.
and you just didn't see him.
I shove him out of the way and I grab another person, do the same thing.
Yep.
Until someone points me in a direction, whether they're lying or not, does not matter.
Yep. So you get to 2 or 3 of these, and finally you get somebody that they point. Yeah, he went right in there, and he points to the first inn that is right in front of you.
Well, I shove that person out of my way and I head into that inn.
Are the rest of you going with him?
Now that I've seen where he's went, is there a shop really close to these inns? That's like an apothecary or something like that, or has potions.
Yeah, it's just down the way, but yes.
Well,
And
now
like I
we know
said,
where
you've
he
got
went.
plenty of time, so.
We know where he went. Lucian, now that we know where he's gone, do you mind if we go just down here to get some potions? I think it'll be helpful in case I do run out of spells and you run out of healing word. Or lay hands, I mean.
Sure, lead the way.
Alright.
We'll go down to that shop, and really quickly, I'm just going to ask the merchant if they have health potions, if they have a couple acid vials, stuff like that.
So the first shop you come across, the sign above the door reads Gilidor's Extraordinary Arcana. You enter, and the shop you notice is also made of this dwarven stone. And you can see instantly that you see snakes up on the shelves and bizarre items everywhere.
Yeah. Basically, I'm just gonna try and find the shop and be like, "Do you have potions?" And if he does, I'm just gonna keep going down the line until I find potions.
Right. So you don't really see this. This doesn't look like the right place for
Okay.
potions. You'll go past a weaponsmith, then you go past an armor smith, and then you come to Ebbett's Oils and Elixirs.
Perfect. Nina goes in there and goes right up to the counter. Hello, do you have any health potions for sale?
Uh, so the shop owner says, "Yes, I do. I have." You can see he's a male tiefling, and he says, "Yeah, I do. What are you looking for? What can I get you?" And he seems pretty excited.
Charge? How much do you charge for superior health potions?
Ooh, let's see. Do I have any of those?
And if you don't, I'll take 5 normal health potions.
Oh, let's see. So superior, that's going to be that'll be 540 for those.
For a superior,
Yes.
I'll take 5 normal, please.
All right. Let's see. Normal ones. I could sell those to you for 65 a piece.
All right. That'll be fine. I can do that for you. We'll take 5 of those for 65 apiece. All right. Got my 5 health potions. I will take away 325.
Is that all you want? I have some great other potions. I've got greater healing potions that are I can let those go for 180. I've got elixir of health. It seems like you're kind of in that neighborhood. Am I getting close? I got this potion of growth over here. Little, that could come in handy.
How much is your potion of growth?
325. It's a steal. You can tell it's really not, but it's you know.
I think I'll be okay with just these potions, but thank you so much.
Ooh, how about this one? It could come in really helpful in a really sticky situation. It's a potion of invisibility, he says.
How much is that one?
Since you already bought the other potions, I could let this one go for 200, but don't tell anybody I gave you that price. I gotta make a living.
All right. I will take invisibility potion for 200. Nina's not a barterer. All right. That's all I wanted. I'm done shopping. We'll go back to Boris' area. Unless Lucian wants to do something.
Nope, I gave you all my money, so I am not interested in shopping. Unless we see a furniture shop, which in case I would like to buy a pillow.
Do we see the furniture shop where there's a pillow?
Sadly, you really don't. I mean, you could probably talk to one of these shop owners, and they might sell you their pillow if they have one, I suppose.
Lucian's specifically looking for a place that sells it. He's not gonna negotiate or haggle. He's just kind of like idly daydreaming as they walk by. But he's like, "No, I don't need anything. We're fine."
All right.
Maybe the innkeepers will sell us a pillow.
I don't think that Lucian actually says what he's looking for. It's just
okay.
He's just like, no, I'm fine. I don't need anything. It's fine.
All right, well, speak up if you do.
And we go find Boris in the first inn.
All right, you guys are heading back to the first inn. Boris, you approach the inn. As you approach, you see that the sign says Phalorn's Rest. It's a half stone, half timbered building with huge vaulted ceilings. It's a pretty good size. As you enter, you see that the fireplace is well attended, and it seems to be staving off that damp ocean air quite well.
At this point, he doesn't even notice because he's been out at sea so long. It's in your nostrils for a few weeks at that point, I'd imagine.
Well, exactly. That's why you notice that this is kind of really comforting. I mean, it feels like you're back on land, which you are, but I mean, you're definitely off the sea. And as you're looking around, these are the things you notice about it. As you do spot Lord Alexander sitting at a table in the corner off to the side of off to one end of the bar.
I walk over, not to his table, but the one next to it, and I sit down. And I kick my feet up and I wait.
Well, he definitely notices you, and he's kind of surprised.
I don't say anything to him. I will glance back at him before looking forward again and just kind of watching the door.
All right, very good, very good. He says, I guess I should have expected that, shouldn't I have? Interesting.
You paid. You have me on retainer.
I like that. Initiative. Did you happen to see Deckard?
No, I think that he was, I don't know, hiding in a barrel somewhere below deck.
Well, I left him on deck, but I see you have a little more incentive. We'll
There's a new number 1 in town.
Well, what can I say? I just got here, so. But I appreciate that. I appreciate you.
Sound disgust.
Disregard the compliments.
Uh,
and I wait. We
go
got
ahead.
hours before the sloop is ready.
Yeah,
So
probably.
whoever-
Probably at least 2.
So whoever we're waiting for here, I will wait for the 2 hours.
Unless Lucian's got other suggestions, I think Nina's just going to find a place to sit with him and wait to see what happens. Because again, they have several hours they have to wait.
So you two enter the same inn. As you look around, you notice that the innkeeper is up behind the bar. It's a stout male dwarf, and he says, "Just come on in, grab a seat anywhere you like. I'll be with you in a moment." As he seems to be the only there's quite a few people in here, surprisingly, a dozen or so, and plus you see Boris over there, and you see Lord Alexander over there. So where do you decide to sit?
They're not friendly with Boris yet, but I'd say they're not far away from where Boris is sitting, probably a couple tables away. And Nina's got her owlbear cloak's hood up this entire time. She's not taking it down.
Okay.
But I'd say she sit a couple tables over. In earshot, but not at his table yet.
Sure. All right. Well,
I think Lucian, sticking out like a sore thumb, sits right next to Nina as she's trying to be stealthy.
She's not very stealthy with this owlbear hoodie, but that's fair.
Fair enough.
Boris, Lord Alexander has a tankard of ale in front of him, and the innkeeper comes over and he says, "Hi, laddie, what can I get you?"
Whatever you have that's strong, put it on his tab.
Everything I have is strong, laddie. Everything. Would you like something to eat? I've got some cod, but if you've been at sea, you might not need that.
No, I don't need any more fucking fish.
I've got boiled eggs and barley bread, but I do have some nice smoked mutton today. Comes with a tankard, 3 silver.
That extra strong.
Ale, stout, or well, you don't look like a mead type of guy. You want the stout, then yeah.
Yeah, and
Aye.
again, I point to Lord Alexander, his tab.
And he motions. It's on him. Yeah, he's good with that. And before he goes back, he comes up to you, the two of you, and says basically the same thing. Hi, you two. How are you? Welcome to Faelorn's Rest. I appreciate you coming in here. You look like you need a little rest. Been out at sea, have you?
Yes, just come into port. We're part of Scully's crew, and I flash him the medallion.
You see his eyes kind of grow a little wide, and he says, "Put that away. What's wrong with you?
Sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
I tuck
Trying
it
to
deep
get
underneath my
robbed
hoodie.
out of your daft little mind. By the way,
She shrinks into herself inside her hoodie.
By the way, my name's Throttlam Frosthelm. I'm the proprietor here at this inn, and I'll be taking care of you. Keep those hidden. Don't show them. I've got, as I was telling the other guy over here, you may have heard, I've got baked cod, I've got some boiled eggs, They both come with barley bread, and I've got the nice smoked mutton.
I'll take the eggs and the closest thing you have to water, please.
That would be mead.
Mead will work.
Fantastic. And you, shiny one.
I'll have the same. And then he's gonna lean over to me and be like, can you pay for me? Do you have my money?
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you.
Are
Yes,
you-
I will have the same. Thank you very much.
Oh, very good. Are the two of you wanting a room? You might need a room, yeah?
No, I think we're going to be leaving fairly shortly, but thank you. If it comes up, we'll let you know.
All right. You let me know. He walks back over to back in the big kitchen. He's back in no time. He slacks down some mutton on your tables and some mead and the stout and heads off to the next table. Remember, thrall them. Tell your friends. And he goes
Nina
back
looks
to
up at Lucia and
tending.
goes,
His name's Thwatlam.
You know, it's funny that people have there's very aggressive names around here. You know, we got Brain Bash over there, and now we met a Throttlem. Like, what's next? A stab him?
You know what? I would be willing to put some money on Strangle him.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Actually, Strangle him sounds like I could make a good name.
Or the Hash Slinging Slasher.
So you guys you wait there for about another 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden, you hear a bit of a ruckus outside, a little bit of a boisterous laughter and conversation, basically of I don't know, probably 10-ish people. You know, sounds like a little bit of a party. They burst through the door, laughing, and you see a large dragonborn walk in, and he's regaling a story to his compatriots and these people about him, and he says I was very much in love with her.
Nina's head pops up immediately and looks to the door.
He continues his story. She was all I could think of. So holding the rose in my teeth, I discreetly climbed up the castle tower, unfurled my great wings, and flew through the open window. But unfortunately, the wonderful lady was no longer there. And so, I introduced myself to the lady that was there. She was most helpful. They all laugh, and everybody, and he says, "So, problem around for my friends here." "Oh no, you get out." I think I went Arnold there.
A little bit. Nina slowly gets up and takes her owlbear hoodie off and starts walking towards the dragonborn. And when she gets close enough, she goes, "Gesh?"
So he turns to you and glares and says, "That's Drakdar to you. To the likes of you, you'll not be using my clan name in such..." "Nina? Is that you?"
She runs up and grabs, hugs him around the middle. And just "Oh my god, Gesh!"
He scoops you up and gives you the biggest, huge, light hug that he can muster, of course. "Nina!"
Not break me.
Yeah, exactly. "What? Dear girl, what have you, how are you here? It's been so long. Did your mother send you out here to find your Uncle Gesh?" And so, that's where we end tonight's session.
Oh, she's happy. When you first... I thought it was going to be the Gallowman coming through that door. I didn't think it was going to be a blast from the past.
With that, we end tonight's session. Thank you for joining us for Dorks Are Dangerous, Chronicle 2, Session 5. Do join us for Table for D4, where we will discuss what happened in this session. So on behalf of Johnny, Kaylee, David, and myself, Bruce, like I said, thanks for joining us.
Johnny, you want to say something?
Big thanks to Galashang and Farlorn for supporting us on Patreon. Farlorn, Farlorn. I'm from New York. That's how we're gonna say it this way. Getting his own tavern
Th-
in this session.
right?
And if you would like to have, a big thank you and have some input in this world, you can definitely support us on Patreon. There are various tier levels from $1 to 20. Everything that you support us with will definitely help make this a better podcast for everyone. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe to us on whatever platform for podcasts you prefer.
And remember, dorks are dangerous. Bye!